Hello everyone. Today we are starting with the TOEFL study plan, and we are starting basically with the writing section. Okay, so as you all know that if you are familiar with the TOEFL, you know that TOEFL has four sections: reading, writing, listening, and speaking. Okay, so we are starting with the writing section, and today we are going to see how to write a academic discussion. Okay, so let's just start by this writing an academic session part, and we are going to do it live. Okay, no, there is no going to be any modification. I'm not going to edit this video. It is all in front of you guys, all live. Okay, I will just upload the videos, but I will not make any changes. Okay, there will be no any modification, no editing. So the first question we are going to try is this question number one. I'm going to write this. So let me first tell you what this academic session is. Okay, so I'm going to open this question number 2 in case you guys think that I'm going to cheat by reading the questions. So I'm going to start with, let's say, question number 3. Okay, I'm just going to read the question, tell you what the outline is and how we have to do this. Then I will go back to the question number 1 and type it in front of you guys. Write it. Okay, so see, so the new writing and academic discussion section, what it has now, it has a professor. Okay, the professor is he or she, either he or she is giving some what say a lecture in a class. Okay, some telling some stories or some having some discussion or talks with the student, and we have to provide our opinion about that. Okay, we have to provide our opinion and makes and we have to provide some reasons also to support our opinion. It's like common sense, no? Because if you're saying something, you have to support it. It's like you cannot say anything out of nowhere. You have to be you have to be very concise, you have to be on point, and you have to support. Okay, strengthen your position. So as you can see, as soon as I have started this question now, the timer has started. This, you can see the timer is here, top right corner. The timer started. So in the real it is just the same simulation of the real test. Okay, so in the real test also, you will get the time to the time allotted is for this question is 10 minutes, and this 10 minute is comprised of your writing section also and reading this also. Okay, so you will first read it to get the idea what this lecture is about, what this talk is about, what are they talking about, and what you have to talk about, and how you have to strengthen your position. So see, here it is given in your response, here is in saying in your response you should do the following: express and support your opinion, make a contribution to the discussion in your own words. So let's start with the discussion. What it's saying is, so there is some professor named Dr. Diaz. Okay, I don't know if I'm spelling it right or not, but some Dr. D, I will call I will call it Dr. D and not going in the pronunciation part. So nowadays the world is facing a number of pressing environmental problems. So see, I'm studying this in a very calm manner. Okay, I'm taking time because I just want to show you what this question is and how to approach it. I'm not going to solve it here. Okay, I'm not going to type it, I'm not going to write it here. Okay, I'm just going to tell you guys what this question is and how to tackle it. So nowadays the world is facing a number of pressing environmental problems, and over the next few weeks we will be discussing various innovation that may help solve these problems. Okay, so some problems and discussions. To begin our discussion, I would like you to think of a global environmental problem. Okay, there are many. For example, it could be related to water, air, land. So there are many options: water, air, land, climate, biodiversity. Anyone you can choose. Then explain what you think would be an effective solution to this problem. Okay, so you have to first of all. I don't know, so you have to think of an environmental problem, and then you have to give your suggestion how to overcome it. Okay, pretty simple. Let's see what Kelly says. The Kelly says one of the major environmental problems is that limited freshwater supply. Okay, Kelly is targeting the freshwater supply, which means that they need to be find effective technologies to provide people with the enough drinking water. Okay, so it's talking about the freshwater supply. She's attacking the drinking water. She's talking about the solution. One solution is to improve the technology, is to remove water salt from the seawater. Okay, so you can also think. Yeah, it's you can also say that you can also use a hypothetical example in your writing section. Okay, it's not like we all know that there is no such technology, that this technology doesn't exist. Okay, so we all know that this technology or that technology which you are thinking doesn't exist, but you can give it a give it as a maybe, a hypothetical situation. Maybe the government can do this, or this and that should be done to improve this. Okay, you can give the hypothetical situation. The main motive here is to identify a problem, then support your position. So here the problem is environmental changes, or sorry, environmental problems. It could be land, air, water, groundwater, fresh water, anything. So what the Paul says, I think that the biggest problem is the air pollution. So Paul is targeting the air pollution caused by the overuse of the motorized vehicle. Okay, he is given the reason. So see what he's done. He gave the reason. So he identified the problem. Okay, then he gave the reason why this problem is happening. Okay, the obvious solution is for local governments to promote alternatives like building bike lanes in cities, to improve public transportation with electric buses. Okay, electric buses, and both of these would be easy to implement. So these are the suggestions given by the Paul, and there are some suggestions given by Kelly. We don't care about them at all. Okay, you have to read it in case you come up with a solution which go hand in hand with these. For example, let's say what I'm saying now, you may come up with a solution in your text that is similar to the Kelly or Paul's. Then you can write, then you can just mention that as Paul mentioned or as Kelly mentioned, something like that. Okay, it will be a good practice. So just starting. So what we will do, we will first identify whether what is the lecture has, what the professor has asked us to do. So it's an academic discussion section. So we are discussing something. So in order to discuss something, we have a point. We should have a point. So the point will be provided by the professor, and we have to carry that point and write a we can say what write a text or paragraph, and the paragraph should be here at least 100 words. So we have to give at least 100 words. Okay, we cannot go lower than this. Okay, and an AI is working in the back end to rate your writing. Okay, so as soon as you will give now, as soon as you will submit your response, an AI will give you a mark that is from being 5 the highest and 0 the lowest. Okay, so let's see what we get. Okay, I'm also new to this. I'm also trying, and I had some ideas how to tackle this. So I'm going to use that, and let's see what the AI rate me, what marks it give me. So the marks doesn't matter. The only thing that matter is how to build your response, how to tackle the problem, and be consistent about it, be good about it. Marks will come. And so let's also hope for the good marks. Okay, we cannot just say that okay, marks doesn't matter. Like there is a saying, I don't know, here it was Thomas Selva Edison who said that tomorrow is my paper and a single sheet of paper can't decide my future. So it's not something like that. So the future can be decided. Okay, so let's move. So you guys got the point. You have to first we will give our opinion, then we will support our opinion. Okay, reason, then example, then reason, then example. Reason will be like first we will give our opinion. My opinion is this and that. Then we will give the reason first. Then we will support the reason with the example. Then we will give the second reason. Then we will again support that reason with example, and by that time we will be done. Okay, so let's just hope for getting good marks with the AI, but don't depend too much on AI, because AI is just an AI. It cannot be a human. So when your response will get checked by human, I'm definitely sure that the human gives a lower score than the AI, because AI is not perfect. Okay, so let's just do this. Let's just go back. I will just cut it from here. Okay, starting with our question number 1. Okay, so the question number 1. Let's see what it's talking about, and we will try to write it side by side. We will not waste our time just to reading a lot of things about. So there is some Dr. A, and we have to express and support our opinion, make a contribution to the discussion. Okay, So let's think about population trends in urban and rural areas, villages. Okay, living in urban areas can be expensive. Nonetheless, when they have a choice of where to live, people in some countries do not wish to live in rural areas, even if the cost of living there is lower. If government of some countries want to attract more people to live in the rural areas, okay, rural, try to villages, what is the best strategy or approach that the government can use and why? We have to give a best strategy and the reason. Okay, I would live in a rural area if the government gave me more financial help for farmers. Okay, although it may cost little, if I have financial help, I could start my own business. Sorry, my own farm and have to be happy to live. In my country, urban centers are a great place to live because we can go shops, restaurants, museums. If the government want to attract me to live in a rural, wanted the area should first have the attract more business focus. Okay, um, from my perspective, sorry, from my perspective, I I believe that I believe that the government should try to focus on providing better providing better education and job opportunities for for people to be I can say attracted, for people to be attracted, no, not attracted, for people to mm, to consider ruler as a living place. Let's see. For my profession, I believe that government should try to focus on providing better education and job opportunities for people to consider opportunities. I will give a comma for people to consider living to consider rural areas as a living place. Okay, done. Um, okay, so my reason being is that people generally move, people generally migrate to migrate from rural to urban areas, mainly I will say in order mainly in order mainly in order to provide to get better education better education better education. uh, for instance urban areas, I can say, yeah, urban areas have uh, urban areas have better schools, better schools, big buildings, okay, big buildings, and Ivy League, Ivy League universities, which provide far better, far better education than the than the undeveloped than the undeveloped schools in, I will say, countryside areas. Okay, so I can say, secondly, um, secondly, there are much more opportunities to work for forgetting job and and forgetting job and being employed at multinational company. I will say multinational companies, MNCs, which everyone which everyone I will say which everyone wants and which everyone wants. Okay, so secondly, there are much more opportunities for getting jobs, much more job opportunities, not for getting jobs, much more yeah, job opportunities and being employed at a multinational company, at multinational companies, at multinational employed in multinational at multinational. Okay, which everyone wants. So government so if the government can provide these facilities, then I believe, then I'm pretty much sure that most of the masses will see rural, I can say, yeah, will see rural areas as a better option to live. Okay, better option to live. Multinational companies like I can say like Amazon, Amazon, Google. Okay, like Amazon, Google, which everyone dream of, Yeah, I can say everyone want to, which everyone want. Okay, so I will proofread it. For my perspective, I believe that the government should try to focus on providing better education and job opportunities for people to consider rural areas as a living place. My reason being is that people generally migrate from rural to urban areas mainly in order to get better education. For instance, urban areas have better schools, big buildings, and Ivy League universities which provide far better education than than an undeveloped than the undeveloped school and areas. Okay, secondly, there is much more opportunities for getting jobs and being employed in rural areas. So if the government can provide these facilities, then I'm pretty much sure. Okay, so it automatically got submitted because I ran out of time, but okay, I was done with my task. I simply did 129 words, so I think which is pretty decent. Let us see what the AI rate me. Okay, so it's my first time. I don't know what it's going what is going to be, and I don't really trust AI. So let us see what it says. Oh yeah, I get a 5.0. Whoa, huh? Really? I mean, it was just the first try, bro. This was all about